Okay, this is the torch with the solid end cap, 6 rounds. That's 5. All right guys, welcome to the video here. Let's kind of sit down here and kind of get into the meat and potatoes of the Torch 556. So this will be a pretty in-depth review. If I do miss anything, obviously I'm going to hopefully be able to answer your guys' questions. But if I do miss anything, I apologize. I'm trying to get as detailed as possible and try to keep it relatively short. I have some notes here to just kind of make sure I talk about everything. So if I do miss anything, I do want to obviously put a disclaimer out that I am a dealer for LPM. So I was able to get the Torch 556 obviously early. By no means though did Riley or me discuss like, I didn't get this product for free or anything. I did pay with it with my own money. So I just wanted to give you that kind of disclaimer. And then the second disclaimer is that I am relatively new into NFA items, and I am glad that I did get into NFA items. However, I'm not an expert. I don't have you know the technology like Pew Science or Jay at Pew Science to give you guys ratings and stuff like that. However, the data for the Torch 556 did just come out, so I will attach the link once this video goes live. They did very good. I believe it's a 35.9, which is pretty cool. With the vented end cap, it sounds like a Hux, a little bit better than a Hux. And then with the solid, it sounds like an RC2, so from Surefire. So I thought that was really cool. So anyway, hopefully you guys don't see the dog right here. He's sniffing around. So if he is in frame, just ignore him. So now that we kind of got the disclaimers out of the way, also, I wanted to mention, obviously I am a small channel. If you guys did like what you saw here or this ad was beneficial to you, really consider subscribing to the membership tab underneath. I put member videos out there about a week earlier before I post to the regular channel. Just whoever is subscribed can kind of see that content early, and you're of course able to tell me what suppressors or projects you'd like me to work on moving forward. So consider checking it out if you got any, or if you appreciated the information that was given. So I am a little bit newer to the NFA world compared to obviously some of you guys, or there's just people with a lot more knowledge and experience. So I like to approach this stuff open-minded, and I hope that you guys can too. But anyways, let's get into talking about the LPM 556 Torch. The QD version is, I believe, runs $100 more just because you get their muzzle brake with, or I believe it's the flash hider. You get the flash hider obviously with the quick detach. So I'm just a big proponent of direct thread. Just works for me and it's simple. So let's talk about what's in the box. So when you do buy it, when you do get your Torch, you get the solid end cap here, and then you get the vented end cap. I personally prefer the vented end cap just because from my testing and kind of experience, there is about, I would say 10% to maybe 15% less gas using the vented compared to the solid. And realistically, I'm always wearing ear pro, so I cannot really to the ear notice a difference between the two, but I can notice a difference on gas, and just a lot less gas getting blown back once the firearm is cycling a new round. So we get the Reardon titanium direct thread, which is huge. You can definitely tell that they save a lot of weight here with the titanium one compared to the stainless steel one. When I weighed the Aero Precision can and this one, I'll put the pictures above here or right on the table so you guys can kind of see on the scale. The Torch came in about 2 ounces lighter, so the Law HAR 30 was 16.7 ounces, and this one came in at 14.6, and they're both the same regardless of end cap. So that's just some data out there that it's about 2 ounces lighter. And let's talk about all the things I really do like. So the first thing, I do like both end caps. Like I said, it's personal preference, but to the ear, I can't tell a tremendous difference, and nor could my friends. So I like to run the vented, and I just really like the look of it. Personally, to me, I just like, you can kind of like poke someone with it, you know, if you're kind of like breaching a room or something like that. I just kind of like the aggressive look to it. The thing I really liked about this can was the Cerakote. I think they call it the graphite Cerakote or something like that, but this one does not scratch as easy compared to the Aero Precision one. And if you haven't checked out that video, I'll put that up here. Just the black Cerakote that Aero Precision uses, it peels too easy. Like the first day I got it and I was messing with the tools, I mean, I scratched off all the Cerakote, so I was a little disappointed. I understand it's a used item, but I've put around, I believe, 900 to almost 1,000 rounds on this torch, and it still looks factory new. Obviously we got some scratches here now just from me kind of just throwing it around, but definitely is handled significantly better than the Aero Precision Cerakote, and that's the only thing I can kind of compare to. So you know, be open-minded. It's not the end of the world, but that is one thing I kind of look at. So LPM did a really great job on this Cerakote, and it doesn't peel as easy. Another thing to note, and I'll kind of give an example here, is it sounds very good on the 12.5. 12.5 is what I shot this primarily on, and I believe 20 rounds on an 18-inch barrel, but obviously I prefer it on the 12.5. So sounds very good to the ear. I've considered picking up the Velos to kind of hone that in and see if there's a true difference, but very happy with this purchase. I will say that I did post a short about this, but my friend who shot the Mini 2, the Surefire Mini, noticed significantly more gas to the face using the Surefire compared to this thing. So, you know, LPM and Riley did a fantastic job on making this a flow through, but however, making a heavy duty suppressor. So I was really impressed with that, and I've put it through its paces. You know, I've done a couple build drills and just letting my buddies put some rounds through it, and you know, you can just tell it's still in very great condition. One thing that I wanted to also say from experience is that the torch compared to the Lahar 30, I feel that is the most fair comparison, because those are both suppressors I've had a good amount of time with. I will say that to the ear, the Lahar 30 is quieter, but the gas, I mean, it was night and day difference. I got kind of accommodated to shooting the Lahar 30, so I was okay with the gas, but then I switched to the torch, and then I finally went back to it, and you could just notice that there's a lot more gas coming through the suppressor. When I was shooting the Lahar 30, there was gas coming through the charging handle and blowing directly into my face just because there's significantly more back pressure. But with this, I believe that, I don't know what they call it, I believe they call it clipping, or there's just some design within the baffles that allows more gas to go through. And then obviously with the vented end cap, you have just so much more gas going out. So very impressed with that. That LPM picked up the energetic armament ring ID. So that just means that the serial number here is at the very bottom here. So if you hypothetically did have something happen, they're able to fix the entire thing, or, you know, recore or whatever they have to do, since the serial number is at the very bottom, compared to, and that's why I brought the Surefire out, is that the serial number is at the very top right here. So maybe I'll do this, there you go. That the serial number is at the very top here of the Surefire. So hypothetically, if something did happen within the cores, or just you baffle strike, it might be a little harder for Surefire to be able to replace this, just because the serial number is at the very top. And I really liked how LPM put the serial number at the very bottom, and I believe a lot more people are doing that. I believe Otter Creek is doing that, and then Resilient Suppressors, I believe is what they're called. But yeah, a lot of people are putting the serial numbers at the very bottom, and I believe they can just change out the entire suppressor, or I'm not sure, I'm not a manufacturer. So and then lastly, let's just talk about the thing I don't like, and this is just extremely nitpicky, guys, so once again, just bear with me. This is just my thoughts and my opinions. Is I don't like how the Raritan direct thread doesn't have any notches. So this is basically stuck on there, the direct thread. I've tried to kind of torque it out with using these sockets, and that is maybe one more thing, but it's not the end of the world. There is no tools that come in the box to remove the end cap or the direct thread adapter. So that is, it's not that big of a deal. Maybe they didn't give me tools since it was a demo can. I'm not 100% sure. and then use a 3/4 socket on the very bottom to remove the direct thread adapter. But yeah, anyways, that's just one thing that I didn't like, was it did not come with any tools. So just taking this stuff out on the field, I kind of have to go in and bring some tools to take care of it out in the field, but it's not that big of a deal. But yeah, that's just the one thing I don't like, is this is basically carbon lock now, and there's no notches like on the Aero Precision direct thread where you can kind of put a tool in there and crank it off. So once this is on there, it's on there, unless if you obviously throw this in a vice grip and kind of torque it, but I don't want to damage the can anymore, or, you know, potentially pressure it in. Also, one thing that I did not mention is the diameter is a 1.75, and all the other suppressors I own are 1.5 diameter. So obviously you're able to take in a lot more gas. And yeah, all I know is I'm very happy with this, and I believe this is still cheaper than your Silencer Co. Velos, and a lot cheaper than the Huxwork 556K. I guess that's a little side note. Yes, you know, Huxwork is changing the game, but they're very expensive. I know it's 3D printed and all that stuff, but I won't comment too much on that, but it is tremendously louder. I would probably pick up the Velos or the LPM personally, to give you something of a flow through suppressor. And lastly, I just wanted to kind of wrap up the video before we do obviously end the video here, is just a conclusion. I'm truly very impressed with this can. I actually have to give credit to someone on Reddit that kind of convinced me to pick one up, so thank you. Honestly, been my favorite can to use in a very long time. It does a pretty damn good job suppressing 556. Obviously 556 is going 3,200 feet per second, so it's never going to be hearing safe, at least not yet, but this does a very great job. Like I've mentioned earlier in the video, is I am a bigger fan of using the vented, but I would definitely pick one up. LPM is kind of the smaller guy and newer to the game, so I would always, you know, advise to support the smaller guys and just allow them to grow. And they're doing some really awesome stuff, and I'm truly grateful that I was able to get this can, because the amount of less gas I'm getting to the face using this compared to the Lahar is truly night and day difference. And, you know, to the ear, it's very hard to tell the difference. You know, obviously on recordings and stuff like that, you can tell the Lahar 30 is quieter, but to the ear, it's very hard. But the gas is almost non-existent. So if there's something I missed, please let me know. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I will see you guys next time.